Hey guys, back again with another review, this time of a sci-fi original movie from the SyFy channel, 2013's Scarecrow. Starring Lacey Chabert, Richard Harmon, Nicole Minogue, Robin Dunn, who was in Cruel Intentions 2, Manchester Prep, one of my favourite movies, Julia Maxwell, Brittany Wilson, Riley Dahlman, Lane Belcher, what a name, Jerry Wasserman, Kevin O'Grady, Carlo Marx. So the movie was okay. That's all I can say about that. So basically it starts off with two kids basically going into a barn, and his girlfriend says to him, which I thought was quite funny at the time, "Oh, you think you're going to get in a height or something?" And she goes, "Well, you're right." So they're going up the ladder, and basically they end up both falling off. The girlfriend and the floor breaks, basically, and the girlfriend falls through the floor, and the floor breaks. And the boy jumps down there, and her leg's really, really badly cut. And she felt something move, and then something grabs hold of her boyfriend and pulls him by the head, and basically she screams, and basically you can guess what happens next. She dies. And then it shows you Robin Dunn, Aaron, and 6 kids getting on the bus because it's the 100th anniversary of the Scarecrow or something. Scarecrow Fest, that's it. And so they're driving to the farm where the Scarecrow is in the cornfield. I'm guessing it's cornfield. And then they bump into Aaron's old girlfriend, Kristen. And you're like, uh-oh, here we go. So she tries to get back with him. He don't want any of it to begin with. And basically then Eddie turns up, the guy she left for Aaron, and you're like, oh, love triangle, boom, 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 boom. So then basically they start getting attacked by this creature and end up running the house. And you're like, what is it? What is it? I can't guess. The title's not very obvious. So I'm sitting there going, what is it? What's attacking them? Is it a scarecrow by any chance? So they're in there, and basically they're like, oh no, because one of the good kids gets thrown like on the window bit, and they're like, and you're like, well, this killer thing loves tormenting these kids. Has it got a great mind or what? This is going to be a good movie because it's tormenting them, scaring the living hell out of them. So they're in the house, and basically Beth and Calvin, they're talking. He's drawn pictures of her in his book. And she's talking to him, she shows him about her parents, and he shows her what the thing is. And you're like, wow, romance is going to blossom. So Calvin, being a good boy and being very caring, he decides he's going to run out and start the truck up. That's right, because he wants to help Beth. Get in there, Calvin. You can do it, buddy. You're going to save us all. Not quite. Eddie climbs out the window, goes, no, Calvin, come back. And then all of a sudden you see this thing coming out the field. Now, a lot of people say it doesn't look like a scarecrow. And to be honest, I don't know. It does and it doesn't to me. Like, what I mean is, a scarecrow, a normal scarecrow, yeah, maybe not. But like a demonic kind of living one, yeah, why not? I'm going to call it a scarecrow. Why not? It looks like that, you know. Kind of like a scarecrow, a demonic one, you know what I mean? It's like saying, why do demons and angels not look identical? Do you get what I'm saying? One's demonic, one's good. Right? So, it grabs hold of Calvin, and Calvin dies. Eddie and that, they all end up in the house, and they end up running out. And you're like, uh-oh, they're going to die. So they run away, and they end up in the bushes, basically, in this kind of wood area, which I was like, So they're running through it, and you're sitting there going, this Scarecrow creature could come off at any time. It can come through the floor, it can come through the bushes, it can come out of a tree, it can come out of people's bodies. They're like, why doesn't it just go and kill them all? So then they're running, and basically they'll get cut down bit by bit, like 3 get killed in every section. Like, for instance, there's a section where they turn up at this old guy's house, and the old guy's like, get off my property, I got a shotgun and you're finished. So basically, he basically finds out that Kristen was on that farm. He says a bit of backstory about how her great-grandfather buried the Scarecrow over almost 100 years ago. But basically, that Scarecrow was never meant to come loose. And that's why they celebrate it, because he got rid of the Scarecrow 100 years ago. And you're sitting there going, and didn't bang very well. So, one of the boys, I can't remember his name. I think it was Devon. Get the table, Devon, or whatever his name was. I can't remember. He gets the gun, and he goes to Aaron. I've got it sorted. I'm gonna kill him. I've got it. Yeah. And you're like, come on, yeah. And then he dies. He goes in the room because the Scarecrow's just been. The Scarecrow's on the singer. Yeah. So that was good. So basically, they get away again, and you end up with like just the 3 girls. Kristen, Beth, and Mary, is it? I don't know. Mary? Marcy? Whatever her name is. And Eddie and Aaron. So basically, they're in the car. They get out of the car because the Scarecrow throws itself at the car and they crash into a tree. It then leaks petrol / gasoline. They get out, but Eddie can't because he's seriously injured. So Aaron gives him a thing and all this stuff, and they get outside, and Kristen's getting pecked by the Scarecrow from under the car. Come on, Maggie, woo! You know, she's holding on for dear life. Aaron goes out, basically pulls her off, and Eddie goes, it's your turn now, Aaron. You protect her. He lets the light on. They rolls under the car, blows him and the Scarecrow sky high. Yep. So then you're like, uh-oh, there's just Beth and the other girl left now, because no one could have got away from that because they were so close. Nope. They're alive. Aaron and Kristen are still alive. So they go to like this farm area. And all of a sudden, what happens? Beth takes the girl hostage and goes, we need to sacrifice her because that's the only way. I'm going to sacrifice her and I'm going to live. Aaron basically goes, don't do it. Don't do it. And he gets this hook and hooks it onto the Scarecrow, throws it in. Then he gets in the thing and basically sets the thing so it comes to get in between the things so it goes. So basically they splatter everywhere, basically. And Kristen swings her over her shoulder, which was a bit obvious. And the Scarecrow grabs hold of Beth as it's getting pulled along. Well, Aaron and the girl and Kristen look on as the Scarecrow goes through the blades. And so does Beth. But the problem with the movie was there was no gore. So right next to it, the blood doesn't go all over them, which it should have done, because that would have been awesome. So then it's just the 3 of them. And it's one of the funniest scenes I've ever seen. They're going through the woods, and Kristen runs off in a different direction to put blood on cows, because she says, rather you than me. Then she catches up with them. And Aaron picks up the girl on his shoulders, basically. Nikki, I think it is. Is it Nikki? I think it was. Let's have a quick look. Don't know. I don't think so. So he picks him up on his shoulders, right? And then just as they're about to run off, a blade comes flying out the air and goes straight through her back and goes into him. It's like, on the floor. Kristen's like, come on, it's coming. It's coming. The Scarecrow's coming. So the Scarecrow gets near. She pulls the blade out, swings it, and cuts his head off. the Scarecrows. Then Aaron gets up and her and him run to the boatyard, basically. You know, they go to the boatyard. They get inside. He goes, "I'm behind you, the Scarecrow." He runs with a blade that's been in his back. Remember, right there, that's gonna hurt like hell. And there's this big hole, and him and the Scarecrow go flying into the ocean, the water below. She goes, "No." And you're like, okay. She then wanders around. She finds him. I don't know how the hell he got back on the boat. But he's like, and then the Scarecrow comes out of him, like the hands. And I'm guessing that's how he got back on the boat. The Scarecrow. So the Scarecrow then goes after her. She basically sets the place on fire. She goes up for his hatch, shuts the hatch. That's the end of the Scarecrow. She's thingy, and then you hear it's the 26th, and it's the day of Scarecrow Fest. The end of the movie. With 9 seconds of credits. 9 seconds of credits. That was the most horrifying moment of the film. 9 seconds of credits. So I missed out some bits in the film, and you know, I mean in the review. And I gotta be honest, the movie, it was okay. It was okay, but it was just okay. You don't need gore. You don't need loads of blood to have a good movie. But at the same time, for a movie like this, you kind of like seeing it. You know what I mean? There's some there, like someone with their face off. But when that girl went through that blade, there should have been a little bit of blood that's blurred at least. The Scarecrow, in my view, looks like a demonic Scarecrow, like I said. Lacey Chabert, I wouldn't have even realised she was the girl from Mean Girls if I hadn't looked at her face clearly, because she looks quite a little bit different now, because she's older. Richard Harmon, he was good as Tyler. Nicole Miller, as good as Maria. Robert Dunn, what can I say? I loved him in Dawson's Creek. I loved him in Poor Intentions 2. Manchester Prep, yes! I loved him in that. I've watched that again soon. I love him in that movie. And all the rest were pretty good, but I expected more from the love triangle of Eddie, Aaron, and Kristen. Because it was like they put him there, but he didn't last long. It was like, I was expecting them three to kind of bicker with each other. And like, Aaron goes off with the kids to protect him, and so does Eddie. And Eddie dies, and then Aaron just lets them get killed one by one. He's really, really crap at saving people. Oh, he tried to save Kristen, and look at him, he's dead. I expected him to come back and go, "I'm back, baby. And I love you, I want to be with you." Because at the beginning she went, "I wondered if we could get back together." And he goes, "I don't know." And you're like, at the end of the movie, they're going to get back together. But he didn't. So to be honest with you, it was quite different and quite original, because normally the bloke and the woman survive, don't they? In something like that. I thought Lacey Chabert was a good kind of main female woman. You know, like the main female survivor kind of thing. But there was not that much to the movie. It was like, let's move from scene to scene, let some people get killed, the monster's just going to keep coming, and then when we decide it needs to die, it'll die. Because what happens is, she shuts the hatch, and then the boat goes underwater. So I'm guessing you're supposed to think, oh, it's trapped under the water now, in the boat. But I kind of felt it was a bit sucky. You know what I mean? Like a bit like how it was about how the Scarecrow was stuck in the barn under the floor. It was a bit like, nah. But the Scarecrow, for a sci-fi original channel movie, the CGI was actually a lot better. There's one thing I hate about movies, it's the bad CGI monsters. Hybrid, Super Hybrid, the car movie, is a good instance of that. Once the car turns into the monster, it looks absolutely dreadful. It looks like a massive octopus. A green octopus. Oh, a green octopus. You know? But it's a good... I did enjoy this film. I thought it was okay. I probably wouldn't ever watch it again. Because it's one of those films you watch once. It's in your memory bank. You like it, but you didn't like it. And there was nothing special about it, if you get what I mean. There was nothing new. I guess the original part was the fact that she survived, but I guess there's lots of movies like that. I just haven't seen too many of them. where it's just the woman who survives and not the bloke. Or normally the bloke, you know. And so yeah, I give this. I'm gonna give this one a 2.5 as well, because as much as I did like it, I did get a bit bored halfway through because it just didn't seem to go anywhere. It seemed like go here, get killed, go here, get killed, go here, get killed. And there was a little bit of plot development in the movie from the characters, but they didn't last long enough to actually be important, if you know what I mean. Like Eddie, I would like to have known more about Eddie and Kristen's relationship and hers with Aaron, but it was never properly developed. For an 82-minute movie, what could you expect? From a sci-fi channel movie, what do you expect? They're not the best movies in the world, they haven't got the highest budget, so it was okay. I think this is good for people who just like, you know, horrors, cheap horrors. People don't expect much from a horror. If you have low expectations, you don't expect much, you just want to see the kills or whatever, it's a film for you. It's not really, the kills are not that great. But I don't even know why it got an 18. You know, because this is the English edition. I bought it when I was in England. So, I don't know. But it's alright, I guess. So, I'll give it a 2.5. And if you guys have seen this movie, Scarecrow from 2013, let me know what you think of it. Put it down in the comments section. Because I'd like to know what you guys think. Because I just didn't think it was as great as it could have been. It had a great premise, but it kind of let itself down a bit, I reckon. Because it reminded me a lot of Jeepers Creepers. Except Jeepers Creepers is done right, if you know what I mean. That was disappointing, but it was done the right way, if you know what I mean. But I'll get to that when I do that review. So anyway, thanks for watching, guys. This is Scarecrow. Take care. And remember... Ooh. I don't know what that was about. Take care, guys. Have a lovely night. Or a lovely day. Or a lovely afternoon. Or a lovely morning. Whatever time you're watching this, have a lovely day.